What's up, everybody? My name is Marco Dupa. With me, as always, is my honorable co-hosts, Davis the God.
Excuse me, say it properly.
Davey the God.
There you go.
And Adam Obeses Rodriguez.
Get swifty.
What we have on tap tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is from the North Peak Brewing Company. It is the Furry. It's a Black Indian Pale Ale, 7.2 ABV. We've had the other one with like a...
The Dubious.
And it had a... Thank you.
He made both of those up.
Could have said anything.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a good time tonight. This is the One Beer Podcast.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
Take one down, pass it around. Give me the bottle
We're
opener.
in podcasts right now.
That bitch. All right. Ready?
Clink.
That was satisfying.
Yeah. It's been a while since we had a glass.
This looks like the bottles that like medicine was in and like the 1800s.
That reminded me of a Red Stripe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
I like the shape of these bottles,
A little stout.
I'm gonna keep them.
and I like the taste of these beers. Yeah.
Spoilers. All right.
It's good. All right, let's get into some shit, boys. What's up? What's going on?
This beer stinks. It's stinky.
I finally
It
have.
smells like a public restroom.
I finally have my sense of smell back after a while. I mean, it's bad, man.
After 15 years.
23?
Huh?
23 years?
23. No, it's I when I get sick now, it took like 2 weeks to like fully get over that. It wasn't even like the flu. It wasn't like it was just a cold, and I just got super congested. I think it's the office, man. I really think it's the amount of people that I'm around.
No problem.
You know, they say like at cons, like Comic-Con and stuff, that they get the nerd flu.
Yep. Heard about that.
So many people congregate to one area that it's just like it's unavoidable.
Yep.
Yeah, you just made me not want to ever go to
any
kind of convention.
It's pretty filthy if you think about it. Like it's thousands and thousands of people from across the nation.
Yeah.
Across the world sometimes
sweaty,
fly out there and
nervous,
sweaty, just acne
Eating like
riddled,
really bad food, so you know they're going to the bathroom a lot
just an
too.
incubator.
drinking Mountain Dews
Incubate Con.
and just just
Germ con.
sweating nerd. Ugh.
Put on this VR headset. It won't hurt you. It won't hurt you.
I mean, but it's like any public place. You have to kind of suspend your disbelief that you're walking into a safe and
That you may
clean
die.
environment. Yeah, seriously.
Bring several different types of sanitation.
Probably should.
Hand sanitizer, bleach wipes, Lysol spray.
That's a good
Good
call. I mean,
Stop
theme
going to
theme
airborne.
parks. Think about how disgusting theme parks
theme parks are
actually are. You know,
Anything
water
you
parks.
Ooh.
Water parks. Ooh.
It's okay, the water's chlorinated.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I mean, it is basically like 80% chlorine and 20% water.
I think your skin will start to fall off.
I mean,
Probably that's what the showers are for.
right? You gotta do that shit before you go home. You bleach your seats.
And your asshole.
And your body.
Whoops.
Anyway, is anybody? Oh shit, that's really. What's up with that? I thought you
What?
kind of fixed this.
You got heavy ass elbows on the table.
Shake the earth.
Put them down.
Careful.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
Good. So, is anybody actually still playing Pokemon Go? Are you still playing
Yes,
it?
and I open it up time to time.
Yeah, I pop in every once in a while.
Do you really?
Yeah.
When I'm out, I open it up. But I don't. When it came out, I was actively going out to these spots just to catch. Mm-hmm. And since that update came out, I don't want to do it anymore. It's impossible now.
Is this another case of developer screwing their own game?
I don't know. Let's
check back at 6.
Take it to the conspiracy corner with Marco Dupa.
So, I feel like there's something going on here. Something real fishy. Something real fishy.
Okay.
See, Niantic, the company that made Pokemon Go, has been a company that hasn't been very vocal or communicative
Yes.
with their community. A very passionate, fierce, and loyal community so far. I mean,
came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Like, who are all these people who are obsessed? I mean, obviously, you know who everybody's obsessed with Pokemon who's around our age or whatever, but still, for people to be like so passionate about this app, it was incredible to see it. And it just feels like they're not concerned with the concerns of their fan base and their consumers. You agree? I mean, disagree?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they're doing or why they took the footprints off. But is it just to disable the Pokevision?
Well, they said that they took it out because it was broken, obviously, and they're fixing.
Quickly explain to people what the purpose of the footprints were in the first place.
The footprints were where they were supposed to denote,
In case you've been in a cave,
right? In case you haven't played it, they were supposed to denote the distance from your location to the Pokemon in the tracker itself. And so you were supposed to be able to say, okay, 3 footprints means I'm at the furthest distance, 2 footprints the second furthest, and 1 footprint I'm gaining on it. And you were supposed to be able to use that to track, and it didn't tell you what direction, and that was where the exploration came in.
It's like cold, warm, and hot,
right?
Basically.
So Niantic, in a series of all I can say is mind-boggling updates of the game. First, it glitched, which obviously is not their fault. Then they took it out. But when they did this latest update, they did more things than just the tracker thing. They did that. They also made it harder for Pokemon to catch Pokemon. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
A level 10, a CP level 10 Pidgey ran away from me the other day.
Wow.
I mean,
I don't have any difficulty.
You don't want me anyways.
You want the Pidgeys.
You definitely want the
You need
Pidgeys.
the Pidgeys. You gotta hoard the Pidgeys.
I've got so many Pidgeys.
Pigeon man.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. How about Rattatas?
No,
Rattatas.
just revolve them when you get them. I guess there's so many of them.
I mean, they evolve at the same. They
Pidgeys,
take the same
Weedles, and
amount.
Caterpies you want to stock up on.
Okay.
Turn them into sausage.
What else? There was other updates that they put in there. Well, they disabled all the third-party apps.
Yeah. They disabled the back end stuff that
Poke Detector don't work no more.
Yep.
Which was crazy helpful. You saw that. It was almost. It's cheating.
Yeah.
It would actually tell you what Pokemon was near. You'd open it up, and then it would actually show you a map of where it was and where you were in relation to its location. So you could just walk until you get a notification, and then just walk towards it.
I read a report, I think actually directly from Niantic, because they finally broke their silence. And they came out with this press release that was sort of explain why they did these things, but not really. It was sort of like, we did it to improve the game. And we're going to continue to, try to tweak it to make it the best product it possibly can.
We're working round the clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they said that something like, and I may be pulling this number out of my ass, I have to check the actual report for this, but something like 80% of people were using third-party apps on it.
Yeah, at least half of the people.
A substantial amount of the player base was using it, and I don't think they were happy about that.
Yeah.
So they took it out because they said it was an unintended thing.
Check it. You got to think of it like this: if that many people are using the app, then there's something wrong with the game.
Bingo.
Right.
That's it. Exactly.
If everybody's cheating to play it. There's something wrong with the game.
think I would go even further to say that. Yeah, right. I'd go even further to say that if everyone's cheating, you can't really call it cheating anymore. That's the only way to play the game, right? I mean, obviously doesn't go for like doping and all that stuff. But if you need this thing to accomplish the goal of the game, right, I don't think it's cheating anymore. I think you've created you've broken your app to a point where they've broken it to a point where iTunes is actually honoring refunds.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
because people are saying, I
app.
spent money. Yeah, you should. They're saying I spent money on things in the game, and Niantic has made this game. They've updated it to the point that the things that I spent money on, I can't use in the game, so I deserve a refund. And iTunes is honoring that. So that's a pretty big problem.
I saw a post that said you don't play Marco Polo and then remove the polo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I say all that to say this. I think that they broke it on purpose. They broke it on purpose. They grabbed everybody. They hooked them in with how addicting catching Pokemon is. They're in cahoots with the Nintendo company. Mm-hmm. They broke the game on purpose, and now everybody is going to mad rush to Pokemon Sun and Moon.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You know you are.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that Niantic works directly with the Pokemon Company, because the Pokemon Company is not owned by Nintendo, surprisingly enough. Even though they have, like, I guess, an exclusivity deal, they are technically separate companies. That's why we saw recently the Nintendo company's shares go down drastically. It's because people assumed, hey, Pokemon Go's doing well. I'm going to get in on this by buying Nintendo, exactly. It tricks on them because Nintendo's only getting, like, the last tier of this money coming in, which I'm sure is still in the millions and millions of dollars. But they're not the main people that are getting profit off of this game. Yeah. So I don't know how much that would hold water, just because I'm not sure how I'm sure they're a close company, obviously Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, but if they're successful on their own, that makes their worth even higher in Nintendo's eyes. So they can say, hey, you still want to keep Pokemon on Nintendo? You see how great we're doing without your help, right? Yep. Give us a little more. Come on. Give us some more. Give us some more.
I think more people have cell phones than Nintendo DSs.
Very true. I will give you that.
Well, and then the NX is coming out soon, too. So the rumor on that is that it's going to be a mobile thing that you take with you, and then you can hook up to your TV for a full HD experience. So
go out, play Pokemon Go on your Nintendo NX, and then get robbed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people are already getting robbed anyway.
Yeah, from their cell phones. But if that's true, then maybe there is something to that. My only thing is the traditional Pokemon game is nothing like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's true. But all I'm saying is it's causing Pokemon fever. Yeah. How many posts have you seen about that guy, the original singer of the theme song?
Yeah.
I've seen 1,000 about that guy.
I've heard that song probably 1,000 times.
Right.
I mean, I had the CD.
Okay. Nerd! I have seen this post.
Wait. Can
you keep that shit in your closet?
No. Can I give you a little embarrassing story?
Only if you really want to.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Definitely want to hear it.
So I don't know how old I was. Probably like 10 or something. The Pokemon movie came out.
Pokemon 2000? Or just the Pokemon movie?
I think it was just the Pokemon movie.
Okay. I think there was a sequel. I mean, there's tons of sequels. Anyway.
I only saw the first one in theaters, but so I was really, jazzed on Pokemon. I had the Pokemon fever. So I bought the CD.
On Pokemon.
And by that I mean my parents bought the CD for me.
Right.
And I was listening to it on my compact disc player, which is like in my pocket.
Yeah.
It was like, just looking out the window, jamming out to the Pokemon theme song, right? Yeah. And I started to sing it, and I was like, Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. And I hear, and I just keep going. Then is a handsome Pokemon. Oh! I keep going. Oh! I turn around, my dad's been standing there for probably the past 30 seconds just listening to me karaoke the Pokemon theme song, and I can only imagine him walking away and just going, I am so disappointed.
There's nothing worse than a guy who
cringeworthy story.
Yeah. I don't even remember what he wanted me for, but he was just like, hey, can you like grab the dishes or something? And I was like, yeah.
Hey, can you be a better son? Thank you. I'm gonna leave now. You work on that. A person listening to something in their headphones and not knowing all the lyrics, they're just going, that's him. And his dad's just standing there as he's going.
He probably thought I was having an aneurysm or something. Are you okay?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Pokemon. Everyone is like that now. Everyone has the Pokemon fever right now.
Yep.
I saw this post of like people singing the song together. It was like a crowd of like 100 people singing the song. Everybody's got Pokemon fever.
It's a little cringy
The song or just this whole thing?
The fanfare.
It's a little much for me.
Yeah, it's becoming a little. Everybody. I mean, still everyone's still playing it, which is. I mean, the casual players don't care about the brokenness of the game. And I've said this before, probably not on air, but the Pokemon Go app was broken day one. It was never a perfect app. There was always something wrong with it.
There's a lot they need to add to it before it's.
Well, not just the fact that it was empty, but the fact that it was just buggy. It was buggy as all hell. Some people just looked past that because it was so fun. But now that it's becoming more buggy and people are getting more serious about the game, now they're starting to go, okay, there are some legitimate problems with this thing. Niantic just kind of like struck while the iron was hot and didn't realize how many people were going to jump on this thing. Hence the server issues, which obviously that's not their fault, but the bugs in the game itself.
The Caterpie and Scyther.
All those bugs in the game, that's their fault.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, people are just they chose to ignore the warning signs. Day one, shit just wouldn't work right. Oh, another thing that just popped into my head. Another update that they did was the refresh rate is now 10 seconds versus 5 seconds. So if you're moving too fast, you will miss literally everything that's out there. So people who are they like to play Pokemon and ride their bikes, they're not going to see anything because they're going just fast enough that refresh rate is too long. And none of these things really make any sense. Like, why would you make the Pokemon harder to catch? Why would you make a CP10 Pidgey run away? It doesn't make any sense. And in the Pokemon game, you had ways to ensure that a Pokemon never got away from you. You beat it into an inch of his life, and then you trapped it in a ball. Okay, you can't do that in this game. You have to just accept the fact that a low-level pigeon is gonna fly away from you, and it's bullshit. It makes the game not fun.
Pigeon's got a lot of spunk.
Yeah, pigeons are pretty fast, actually.
I'm not saying pigeons aren't fast. I'm just saying that if I beat it to within an inch of its life, it's not going anywhere. And if you don't give me that option, then yeah, I guess it's gonna go somewhere. It's not the right Pokemon game.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually say it's never been a great game.
Yeah, I'll go on record as saying it wasn't a very good game.
No.
It was fun. Yeah. But as far as a game is concerned,
there wasn't much there.
No, there wasn't a lot to do. There was too many things that didn't work and too many cash grabby things about it. So,
yep. And then they delayed the Nintendo actually was making the Pokemon Go little button thing.
The peripheral.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I know it's like $30 or something. And
$35.
It's too much.
And it's basically like wearable tech, wherein you don't have to look at the app, basically.
And just see that Pokemon pin on your wrist.
It's like, oh man, look at that Pokemon pin. You're so fucking cool.
I'm gonna have sex with him tonight.
Yeah. Just see Adam. Okay, gotta get your
karaoke. That being said, it's for children, so that'd be fine.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if I saw a kid walking around with a Pokemon kid, I'm not gonna punch him in the chest and call him a nerd. But if I see a grown ass person at my job, oh yeah, I got the pin, $35. You could have spent that on more important things in life. I can't tell you what.
Yeah.
But definitely something, a late fee on something, a book you had to return.
When nerds criticize nerds.
Right. Anyway,
right.
I still think that it's a concerted effort by everyone involved to get people to buy Sun and Moon. Because everything that I see about Pokemon Go is now tied to the release of Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Okay? So, I'm going on record.
All right.
Bet.
All right.
Bet that up.
This has been Conspiracy Corner with Marco Dupa.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Just watching out for your money. Watching your pennies and dollars.
I do this for you people. You fucking people. Anyway. Suicide Squad is out.
Yeah.
Finally. Is anybody actually going to go see it?
I've heard way too many bad things. I don't know. I was on the fence, honestly, because I have a friend that I work with that's a DC diehard. He loves DC. And even Batman vs. Superman, he was sort of an apologist for. Yeah. He's like, it's not that bad. I was like, it's kind of bad. But he still kind of stands by. He knows that there's issues with the DC movie line, but for the most part, usually defends them. He came out of this one and said, it was all right. Which means it's bad in layman's terms because he's a fan, you know. And if a fan comes to you and is disappointed, then I don't really know what to go in expecting anymore.
What do you think?
I've not wanted to see it since the first trailer.
Okay, so you had zero interest in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like,
then
you would have to buy the ticket for me for me to go.
Yeah.
I'd have to have nothing to do. No one would have to be playing Overwatch.
Zero people
I'd
online.
have to be really bored, and you'd have to feed me.
That's a lot of caveats to get you to see this movie.
I really don't. Is it necessary?
I don't think so. I mean, especially in just the grand scheme of like their universe, I don't really see what establishing the villains as the heroes does. Like, if this was a movie done after 8 DC movies, and then all of these established villains came together and made the Suicide Squad, that would be an exciting movie.
Yeah.
But to be the third movie,
like a good idea.
Wow.
DC don't do that.
Yeah, I think we actually talked about that when we first talked about Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't establish these characters. Same thing with Justice League now too. It's like in Batman vs Superman, you see them like on a computer screen, and that's it.
Yeah.
Established.
Yeah, that's it.
I
get no backstory other than that. And
that's DC's fatal mistake, and it really feels like they're really fucking out of touch. Like, they just won't acknowledge the fact that they're rushing this. And maybe the train is moving now, and they can't really do much about it. But I don't know. I doubt that.
I don't know if there's much in the way of course correction when you are established in the way that you are with a director and a lead creative of Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. You know, because if he's at the helm, this is the stuff that you're going to be kind of coming up with is kind of these vapid storytelling to the backseat, more visual movies.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I've heard, obviously I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've heard the problem with Suicide Squad is that it's completely uneven.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are pointing to the reshoots for that reason. Maybe if they didn't screw with it after panicking after Batman vs Superman, it would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
Another good idea.
I mean, you know, if
maybe Adam should direct the next DC movie.
I'd love to.
If their thing was going to be dark movies, then just stick with that.
Do it.
You know, don't.
It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, why?
It's got to be fun now.
The Marvel movies are fun, Mark. Shut up.
Hey, and you know what?
Fun.
When we talked about the Suicide Squad reshoots, I was for it. Yeah. I was okay with it. I remember saying that I was good with them doing this. You were totally not on board with it. You thought it was a bad idea. I don't remember your perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if that's what ultimately hurt the film, then that's unfortunate. But I still stand behind the fact that, like, if they felt it needed to be more enjoyable movie experience, then that's what they should have done. But then again, they say that the R-rated version of it that they cut it down from is a better movie. So,
I'm tired of that excuse, though.
Right, seriously. How many times are we going to hear that about a movie that had reshoots?
Oh, actually, by the way, guys, my friend that I was just talking about, he has the extended version of Batman vs Superman, so we can borrow it and watch it if there's a night that you want to carve out 3 hours of your life.
I mean, I kind of want to.
I would like to
see it. You have to feed me.
No, okay.
You'll be fed. Sorry. No.
Inappropriate.
You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys.
Off air only.
I apologize, podcast listeners. I'm sorry. I took it too far. Anyway, so a lot of the press for the Suicide Squad movie, other than the fact that it's awful, has been centered around two things, and that's Jared Leto's method acting, the method of the method. He's so method. It's fucking method. And Margot Robbie, and how incredibly hot and incredible she is.
Acted Heath Ledger. Set up the Joker. And then learn how to be a good actor first.
Oh, well, okay, all right. Let's relax. Jared Leto's a good actor.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's he in?
Jared Leto won an Oscar.
For what?
For
Dallas Buyers Club.
Yes. Best supporting actor.
Not a lead.
Not a lead.
Not good enough.
Nah, Jared Leto is he's good. He's
very intense.
Yeah.
He's very intense.
He's one of those stereotypical method guys who like stays in character the whole time, and like, you know, people are supposed to be impressed, but you can tell that like people are kind of annoyed about it whenever you hear like interviews. They're like, yeah, Jared Leto like, you know, sent me like a dead rat, and it was like, he's like really cool, and like they know for like in their heart of hearts, they're like, this is bullshit. I don't want to fucking deal with this shit. What makes him think that the Joker would be sending dead rats and used condoms and shit to people?
I don't know.
Like, why is that his characterization of the Joker?
Was never like an asshole. Like,
he wasn't like, it wasn't gross out stuff.
No, like
he was a maniac, but he wasn't like, he wasn't into American Pie.
Psychopath killer Joker, and then like after that he became like a prankster,
Yeah.
and sending someone a dead rat or a condom that's used. That's not a prank.
Yeah, that's just fucking filthy.
I imagine Batman going, really? Fucking really?
This is fucking disgusting. Alfred,
This
Guy's an asshole.
this guy's a real D-bag.
Seriously.
Alfred, shit in his bag. Not letting this go.
We gotta get him back.
We're going to work. Give me your guano.
That's established that he's just an incredible actor. Probably, I don't know, taking it too far. Anyway, Margot Robbie, though.
Yeah.
I can talk about Margot
Robbie,
all
though.
day. Margot Robbie. And I think that that's a lot of people's problem. Feminists' problem with her, I guess, her role in Hollywood so far. Right.
A
A lot of people get triggered. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say feminist as like a
derogatory
bad
term.
word, yeah, but it does, huh?
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
All right. Just
Don't you try it. Don't you try me. Don't you try me, Willis. Don't you try me.
sure.
Anyway, she
So anyway, these feminists.
these fucking feminists. There's been multiple think pieces that have been put out as to the perception of a person like Margot Robbie, who's like, I don't know, 23, 24,
Yeah,
brand new
20s.
actress. I mean, she's a beautiful actress, really talented. I mean, everything that I've seen her in so far.
New Hollywood bombshell.
Right. Blonde bombshell, you know, the perfect, like, this is the new it girl.
Yeah.
And the characterization of her as being like this sex pot, this thing that men fawn over,
Seductress.
right? And this idea that people are ignoring her talent in so that they can just ogle over her and things like that. Which I'm not saying that that's not the case. I think the biggest culprit of this idea or perception is this article that you posted from who was it? Who do you remember? What, New York Times?
No, it was here. I have it right here actually.
Well,
It was by AV Club actually.
AV Club,
and
okay.
it was by Esther Zuckerman. It's titled "Margot Robbie Deserves Better Than Suicide Squad Sexism."
now, okay, this kind of struck a chord with me because she's a very talented actress, and
But do you know that?
do I know that?
Yeah. Like, what other than, you know, obviously.
She was in. I mean, she did really well in Wolf of Wall Street. She did really well in Focus, that movie with Will Smith.
Okay, because that's I'm saying that's the other movie she was in that I can remember her being in, but I didn't watch that one. I only know her from Wolf of Wall Street personally,
Right, okay.
Which she did fine in. I'm not saying she was bad in, but I don't know her.
Nothing stood out.
Exactly, I don't know her as being a great actress.
Right, and to that, I mean, she has only done like a minimal amount of roles. I mean, her roles are really starting to ramp up because again, she's the new it girl.
Right.
So she's in a ton of stuff now. She's in that new Tarzan movie.
Yeah.
But if you look at the trajectory of her career so far, every role that she's chosen, for the most part, all of her high-profile roles have been the sexy, you know, the woman who is fawned over.
Right.
Like, I understand that this new thing of like progressive thinking and trying to move forward and all that stuff. I'm all about it. It's awesome. But on the other hand, you got to call a spade a spade. She is picking these roles, and I mean, you can't add strength to these characters if like that's the characterization of that character, right?
Right.
So like Harley Quinn, for instance.
Is she Harley Quinzel?
I think so. I think that's.
Does she act as Harley Quinzel, or is she Harley Quinn the whole time?
I think that there's probably flashback
Yeah,
scenes.
I think they have a little background on the character. But
Yeah.
Well, Harley Quinn, then she's a double threat because she's also very attractive and she's also a doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's true. And if they did something with that, then they you know. But I doubt that like she took on the role because she thought that she would be able to, you know,
diagnose the Joker.
right, and change the perception of Harley Quinn, who's been established since '92. You know, like that kind of character is one of the things about her was her sexiness and her being manipulated by the Joker and all this stuff. Like that's established. That's who the character is.
Right.
So if you're gonna portray somebody, like that's what it is. So when a movie like Suicide Squad, okay, maybe that I haven't seen the movie obviously, but maybe if the director focused too much on her sexiness and her body and trying to put her out in front just to say, hey, look at this sexy chick that we have in the movie. Obviously, that's not, it's a problem, but at the same time, is it though? I mean, that's the character, right?
Yeah, but it depends on how she uses that within the film. If it's just a thing that they throw in with camera zooms and inappropriate angles and stuff like that, like, yeah, it's a little eye-rolly.
Right.
But again, like you were saying, I feel like both with her character and her as a person, their sexuality is a major part of who they are.
Right.
That's a big playing card, a very strong leading reason why they are as popular as they are is their sexuality. That's not a bad thing. People automatically think that sexuality is this negative thing, especially in America. I feel that like that's not an issue. That is a non-issue. That is something that she can be proud of.
Yeah.
But if they're using that to exploit her, just by saying that because this character is supposed to be sexy, you're gonna have to wear these short shorts, and we're gonna put the camera up your ass. Yeah. Like, that's not cool. Yeah. So that's kind of where I stand on it. But it's a fine line. It's definitely a fine line for me.
Yeah. It's getting a little annoying seeing these think pieces come out and saying like she deserves better. She deserves better. No one like forced her to do those movies. She picked these roles and she acted in these roles and she, what I'm saying? Like, it's not, what do you mean she deserves better?
Well, maybe the argument's that she is not being afforded more, I don't know, thoughtful roles.
I mean, it's
in Hollywood.
It's kind of hard to say that, like, I don't know, man. It's just like this whole like Hollywood like corruption thing is obviously very real, but at the same time, it's like she wants to be a Hollywood star. She wants to be in entertainment. She is the one who was butt ass naked in Wolf of Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Like that role could have gone to anybody. She picked that, and knowing full well that that's what she was going to have to do in the movie.
Probably could have said no too.
Oh yeah, she could have.
Probably could have said no.
But you're saying no to Scorsese, though, and a young actress is not going to say no to Scorsese when you trust that director. First of all, he's not just some Joe Schmo off the street saying, "Hey, let me film up your dress."
Right.
But at that same token, if it was against her principles, then she didn't have to say yes.
Right.
Tell Scorsese to shove it.
Oh,
getting real disrespectful right now.
Me to get naked? No, sir. No, sir.
But that is kind of what I was getting at with the whole like a young starlet. Like when she did that movie, she was like 19, I think, 19 or 20. And yeah, I mean, Scorsese told me to take my clothes off. I'm taking my clothes off. It's fucking Martin Scorsese, man. Clothes are coming off. But that, like you said, it's a fine line between like what she chooses to do and what we choose to want from her,
right? As
a character and as an actress,
right? Well, I mean, I feel like she has, if she wants more substantial roles and more thoughtful roles and something with more substance, she has to prove that she can deliver that. And from what I've heard, she doesn't do that in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So,
but then again, was she afforded those opportunities? Maybe she acted her ass off and they edited it down to just shots of her ass.
Yeah. Could have been.
So
could have been.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
But still, it'd be one thing if she was openly saying, I want to do serious roles and I don't want to do this sexiness stuff anymore, and like I feel like I'm being taken advantage of and manipulated. But you can't say that because then what director's going to hire you?
Yeah.
Because they know that you're not going to do certain things right off the bat. So like, but then you let your talent do the work, right? I don't know. It's a weird machine that they have to deal with.
Yeah. She's not a victim.
Right.
She's not a victim.
I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Is they're trying to paint her as a victim of this Hollywood machine. And it's like, I'm sorry, she's an A-list actress. She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's been in incredibly high-profile roles. I just can't really empathize with her struggle. So that's really it. That's all I got.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I mean, do you have anything to add?
Not really. I mean, she picks her roles in the story. That's it. I don't know why she's got some warriors going to war for her over a fight that doesn't exist.
Right. Well, another thing was that
if you don't like Margot Robbie, don't watch her movies.
There was this weird article in, I don't want to get this wrong, it could either be the Vanity Fair or Vogue. I can't remember which one.
You read Vogue?
Nah, man. I mean, maybe sometimes. I mean, it's Vanity Fair and Vogue. I mean, they're fashion magazines. I'm gonna read them. I want to know what's hot for the summer. I want to know what kind of tank top is really gonna accentuate my nipples and all that stuff. So
5 sex tips. That's Cosmo, actually.
There was one of those magazines did a profile on her, and this is where a lot of this furor has started.
Mein Führer
is that the article itself really, it was very one note and weird. It was like this writer was like didn't understand that she was a human being. Like it was like this weird metaphor for Australia. She's from Australia. It was like this weird metaphor for Australia and how she represented all the people, and it was a very strange article, and people they ripped into this guy. And even Margot Robbie, when she read it, she was like, it's a weird article that he wrote. Like, I thought it was strange. Like, a good example, he ended the interview with a question about the sex scenes that she's done in the past, in her past movies. Like, that's how he ended the interview. It was like, that was his last question. So it kind of gives you a glimpse as to where this guy was going with this interview. And so that's where a lot of this has come from. It's like, that's where a lot of these nights are coming from, is like, we need to defend her honor because that's the characterization of her in these big magazines. Yeah. But again, I just don't see her as a victim.
Nah, yeah, it just sucks being crazy attractive.
Yeah, right.
It's so hard being pretty.
All of them are probably going to be victims when this movie comes out. And it's getting torn apart. People are still going to see it.
Suicide Squad, killing their careers?
Probably. Will Smith hasn't done like a big good movie in like 6 years, 7 years.
It's been a while.
What was the last movie you saw and you were like, there it is, there he is?
He's trying. Oh boy,
I don't know. I have to reach back to like I Am Legend and Ali. And
Pursuit of Happiness is I think the last one, but that one was such a drag. That Hancock, the first half of Hancock, I think, is like a perfect movie. But then it goes downhill so fast when they introduce Charlize Theron's character. It's like, they're two different movies.
Yeah, you're right.
But, and then the rest of them, I like Joel Kinnaman. He's like the big, he replaced Tom Hardy. And when Tom Hardy dropped out, we probably should have known that something was up. Yeah. When a guy like Tom Hardy's like, I don't want to do that.
That was big. I was changing the topic real quick. Another reason why I don't like GarageBand is because I look over there and the time is in seconds, Marco.
You can change that.
Can you tell me what 1152 seconds is in minutes right now?
You can change it. Okay? Change it. Because I don't think that...
Divided by 60.
Thanks, Adam.
That's the...
math.
This is the measure. It's not the time. That's the time. 38 seconds. 38 minutes.
Oh, this is a long 38 seconds.
You know what? Let's move along, guys. Okay. Let's go somewhere else. Where do you want to go? Take me on a journey, guys.
Ranting corner.
Sorry, you're right.
Past 40 minutes.
Go ahead.
So if you stuck with us this far, thank you.
Now we're gonna go. We're gonna move on.
Tell your friends, I guess.
Who wants to take us on a journey?
The Margot Robbie podcast.
The Marco robbed me podcast.
Oh no. Of my time. Let's talk about a man named Frank Ocean.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know what?
What?
Nobody else is going to have anything recorded about him.
He's not.
He's not.
Do you want to try that again?
Not himself. Am I right?
Do you want to try that again?
Keywords.
Because he's not going to have anything recorded himself.
Right.
Yeah.
There it is.
Closer.
Okay.
See where you're going.
Okay. So he... I don't know if he even officially announced it, but it was...
I heard he was a bisexual. That's what I heard.
In news from 2011.
Anyway...
Bane came out of me for that.
News
from 2011.
Word on the street was that he was going to put out...
Adam's heavy on the streets.
Word to your mother.
He's got his ear to the streets, you know what I'm saying?
The streets is watching.
Shit is going down and
binoculars.
A-Rod is out there.
They watching us.
It's like, Obi, you heard about that Frank Ocean shit?
I'm like, yeah.
I know you got a podcast and I know you can get it out to people. You go fucking tell the people that this shit went down with Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. That's the dap. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, you know it. Right there. There it is. Tell your mother I said hi.
So Frank Ocean was supposed to come out with an album today. He's not.
Was he though?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
was that official?
Snapchat made filters for it.
Oh wow.
That's official.
They jumped the fucking gun.
Oh yeah.
Well, today's not over.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the fact that his website came out with this live stream through Apple Music in particular, and it was a live stream of like an empty like work area, all in black and white, and it was just like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a workbench, and there were tools and stuff, and throughout that you hear music start playing every once in a while. It's just like weird ambient orchestral music, and then occasionally somebody comes out and like just starts cutting up wood, and it looks like they're making something. I'm not sure what. So I don't understand why he did that,
and to not have something ready
just
to go,
tease nothing to come out. That's the only thing that has me, because he never officially said that he was going to come out with that on Friday, this new album on Friday, but somehow that got leaked to the press and everybody assumed that. So to do that plus have this tease,
it's
why?
Like, because it's
why?
I think it really reflects how a lot of these artists are they're going about recording stuff, putting stuff out. They want to be at the like, I'm not gonna say cutting edge, but they want to be at like the front of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to be, they want to grab all the headlines, grab all the attention, put something out. Like, but they jump the gun. Like a lot of times artists will put something out or they'll announce something and then they have to push the album back. It's the same thing with like video games. Video games get announced at like an E3 and then they have to push it back over and over and over again because the studio's not ready, the developer's not ready. They jump the gun because they're trying to strike while the iron was hot on something. Same with these artists. Like Frank Ocean was supposed to come out with this album like 3 years ago, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. It was supposed to be like
Channel Orange came out like 4 years ago.
Yeah, Channel Orange, and then like a year and a half later, he was supposed to be working on this Boys Don't Cry. So he's trying to strike while the iron's hot and missed his opportunity. And then you put something out like this, and I think, you know, people are just they're just so excited about this kind of stuff that they speak for him. Like, I don't remember ever seeing like a press release from Frank Ocean or his camp that said, today is the day that this album is coming out. So people are going to get mad at him, but that's not his fault.
It kind of is, though, when he comes out with a live stream.
I guess he teased, but he didn't put it. Did he put a date on the live stream?
Maybe something came up.
I mean, people have lives, Adam.
But that's the thing. This is like the third or fourth pump fake that he's done to his fans, and like at this point, people are upset now. Like this was supposed to be it.
Adam's upset because people on the street keep asking him.
And he has no answers.
I'm like, I don't know.
He's just like, yo,
leave me alone.
Frankie's out here pump faking. What am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? He's digging his foot into the court, and then he got everybody biting on the pump fake. I can't talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, it does. It sucks. It sucks. But it's just the nature of the business at this point. Like, all of these artists do the same shit. Unless your name is Beyonce, and then you just put an album out and then sell 1 billion records. Nobody else is gonna do that.
1 billion?
1 billion
a whole
records.
Billion.
She sold 1 billion records?
Bayhive.
B for Beyonce and billion.
Nah, I think she sold like 2 or 3.
Billion?
No. Million, man, sorry.
She sold so many records. Is
no.
that a word for that? It's not platinum.
Nah, it's way past that. It's black.
What?
It's black.
Is that the ultimate?
Nah.
It's like the black card?
Ultimo.
Anyway, do you guys think that's like this is a good thing or a bad thing for his marketing? Because obviously his name is everywhere all of a sudden again, and he still has no product to show for it.
I think it's a bad thing because artists have done this repeatedly, and the hip hop, more than any other genre of music or anything, in my opinion, capitalizes on hype the most. You need to be at the top, the crest of the wave, and then hit at that point, and then you will maximize the impact that you have more than any other genre. I think like Celine Dion can come out with an album tomorrow and still sell like 1 million records. She's gonna have that fan base built in. But with rappers And singers who are like, you know, quote unquote urban singers, they have to strike while the iron's hot because this genre moves too fast to think that you can just fuck with people. Look at Dr. Dre. He's never gonna put Detox out. Yeah, he's never gonna release it. Exactly. I don't even remember the title. He's never gonna put that out. And you know why? He missed his opportunity. Yeah. There was like 5 chances he had to strike while the iron was hot, and he didn't do it. Jay Electronica. I don't think he's ever gonna put that album out because he missed his opportunity. He put Exhibit C out, and everybody was falling over themselves to praise this guy. I mean, he was everywhere. He didn't even have an official album announced, and he was everywhere. He was all over magazines. He was all over blogs and shit. He missed his opportunity. Now, if he puts something out now, even if it's like incredible, people are still going to be like, well, I mean, it would have been good in 2005 or whatever.
Too late.
So there's only so many chances you can give your fan base to, you know, be this excited about something, you know?
The opposite.
You're the opposite?
The opposite. Only so many chances your fan base is going to give you.
Right. No, yeah, true. Yeah. And I think he's squandering the hype that he's got going on right now.
Yeah. Imagine if that came out today. Imagine.
Then this fucking podcast would be mute.
Dr. Dre swoops in,
drops Detox
today.
Jay Electronica tomorrow. And then everything I just said was bullshit.
It's called Fuck Frank Ocean.
So yeah, it's what are you gonna do? Yeah. There's something I was gonna add on to that. Oh, the Drake and Eminem thing. I guess I don't have to add about it. Speaking of hype, it's good.
And hip hop.
You want to expand on
it?
No. No. This doesn't feel like a thing that you even care about.
Is it even a question?
As far as what? If it's gonna happen?
It's not if it's gonna happen. Is it gonna matter? Who's gonna win the battles?
All right, I'm gonna give some backstory, and you tell me how you feel about it, because I feel like you feel strongly, and also not as strong, like very empathetic or apathetic strength. I don't know. It's weird.
Your apathy is very strong. How much you don't care.
Radio DJ Ebro for Hot 97. He says that in Drake's ongoing beef with Joe Budden, that Eminem is going to jump in, and Drake already has bars ready for Eminem. And then Twitter went ballistic, saying that like Drake, there's no way Drake will survive, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Eminem's the greatest of all time. But then you had a lot of people saying that Eminem was like old and washed up and not, you know, he's not as good as he used to be and all this stuff. And then Drake's fan base, they swoop in and they take over. It doesn't matter what he does. You know, there's going to be that built-in core of people who are going to let him do whatever he wants. I mean, it came out that he has a ghostwriter, and people were like, it's still good music. Right. I was like, wait, he's a rapper. You can be
country singer.
Yeah.
You could be a rapper and don't even need to be a rapper.
I mean, that's all you got as a rapper. What else do you fucking do? You rap.
You speak.
That's it. And if you're not even reciting, you're not even writing the words that you're reciting, like, what the fuck are you?
He's a singer, man.
Yeah, he's not a poor singer. An average singer, I'd say.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Twitter goes nuts. Everybody's has their opinions on this thing, and I feel like we do too. I know I have mine.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how you feel about it. I want to know how you feel, David to God.
It's not necessary. I mean, you said a lot of things in a negative Drake opinion. And Eminem's, he's old.
Yeah.
Old Eminem's.
Old Eminem.
First off, he's rap god. And then he's Eminem.
I hate that song so much.
It is a garbage song. But he raps so fast out of it. It's just so catchy.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Just go rewatch 8 Mile and then just watch that last scene again, because that's what it's going to be.
We're probably going to get shit for not liking Rap God. Because for some reason that's like, I don't know, you're supposed to, that's like a rite of passage.
Is that like Eminem's Goodbye or something?
I'm going to sit here and say I think Rap God is trash. I think his...
Rap God, am I right?
You're right. You're right. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go as far as to say...
Watch out.
Getting a little reckless right now. I think everything after, what was it, the Eminem show?
Eminem show.
Mediocre to trash.
Damn.
Just saying.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna fully agree with you.
I will also concur on that.
All right.
I loyal Eminem fan, but the dude has just been phoning it. By the way, it's phoning it in, not calling it in. You're saying calling it in on the podcast that I wasn't here. He kept saying calling it in. I'm like, it's phoning it in. I'm driving to work and I'm like, it's phoning it in, not call, because I guess they mean the same thing.
He's calling in to say he's phoning it in.
Calling it in just doesn't sound right. It's phoning it in.
He's dialing it in.
Dialed in means a different thing. Dialed in means you're focused.
He's ringing it in.
English is hard.
You know, they say that English is one of the hardest languages to learn.
Yeah, because the rules don't make sense.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that...
Crazy. So you'd have to be like really talented MC to be able to just write crazy rhymes like Eminem did.
That's all I'm saying.
Especially in English.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I posted something on Facebook about it. Facebook. The Facebooks and the Instagrams. No, I'm not all right. I got problems. A lot of problems.
Enemies. Got a lot of enemies.
Got a lot of enemies. That's a dope song.
It kind of is.
I'm sorry, but...
Listen, but he might just win off hype alone.
Yeah.
Because he makes some pretty good hype songs.
Eminem has a lot of hype, though.
But I don't know if... I mean...
What is that, a Trump argument? I got the best hype.
He's got all the hype.
I have all the hype.
He's got all the hype. I've got more hype than Drake will ever have. I've got the best hype.
I have words.
It's the greatest
Good words.
hype ever.
The best words.
Sad. Drake is sad.
No, but it's a. I think that's really the crux of this. Is like Drake has never been accused of being one of the greatest lyricists of all time, but his fan base and the kind of songs that he makes are going to be more exciting and more fun to listen to than Eminem rap fast for 6 minutes. I mean, we just said it. Rap God is supposed to be like one of the best songs that's come out in the past 5 years, and when you really look at the lyrics and like it's corny, man.
Yeah.
Even if like it's just not. It's not all that. Like, I don't really care to hear dude rap fast. I want to hear something with substance. And the shit he's saying in that song is just like words put together so that he can rap quickly.
Yeah, I feel like...
Check out Twista's career.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I feel like he doesn't have anything to write about anymore.
I mean, and if that's the case, then that's the case. I mean, just run your label, run your radio station, do what you do, you know, raise your family.
Dr. Dre's done.
Right. Like, I don't know how many people are like fawning over a new Eminem album. Like, the last couple of joints have just been...
Hot word of the podcast, fawning.
I listened to his latest album, the Marshall Mathers LP 2. Mm-hmm. It's not very good. Yeah. It's just not very good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we talked about sequel rap albums, and
they
it's
just
always
need to stop. They just all need to stop. Blueprint 2.
Blueprint 2.
They're just not. It's just not very good. No. And so, for the people who are saying that this is just an obvious win for Eminem and a loss for Drake, I think that you're jumping the gun, and I don't think that you're taking into account the kind of rapper that Eminem... Now, okay, I say all this to say that if Eminem were to go back to 2003 Eminem, 2003, 2004, like 8 Mile Eminem Show Eminem, then yeah, I think it's not really fair for Drake. I think that guy, that hungry guy who was angry and probably hopped up on a bunch of painkillers.
Oh yeah.
That fucking guy is scary in front of a microphone. Slim Shady. That dude is fucking frightening. But the dude he is now, 44-year-old dad who raps with Rihanna. I'm sorry, but that dude is not frightening. That dude is not. Yeah, but see, that's his thing, though. That's been his thing since the start of his career.
To not be scary.
Eminem,
yeah,
well, it really is, though.
Yeah, it really is.
Eminem has been scary for the vast majority of his career, and now that he's like, you know, he's a family man and like, you know, just he's making dad rap. That's what he's doing. He's making dad rap. It's just like for soccer moms and shit.
I was gonna say it's literally rap for dads.
Yeah, and it's like,
damn.
Oof.
That's what it is, man. It just sucks.
I guess I hope when he gets in that booth, he better lose himself
To the music.
Mom spaghetti.
Well, the thing is, Eminem,
Dad spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
Dad's spaghetti.
Everyone's spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Jokes and ha 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 ha. What I was gonna say was, Eminem is a battle rapper, though.
Yeah.
So I know they're not going to go head to head in like a freestyle battle, but still.
No, because no phones allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
It brings up Bluetooth for no reason.
The BlackBerry.
Yeah.
You're saying that he still
BlackBerry.
has it in him to.
That's what he does. Like that is his talent. His talent isn't making.
Rap God's a 6-minute insult to someone he's not rapping against.
Right. So if he has a target, I think he can still do it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, all of this is really for naught because it ain't gonna happen.
I don't think it is.
Drake, I mean, that's a big risk, I think, that both of them would take. Drake risking having to anger a guy like Eminem, and Eminem risking losing to a guy like Drake. They both are risking a lot by entering into something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Budden looks like a fucking lunatic right now. Because he's released like 5 diss songs, and it just seems like...
This ain't the internet, man. I will fucking kill you.
It's
with a rock.
It's weird. It just is really so weird. Good. Yeah, that whole episode with him chasing those kids down, and like then he went on the radio station. He was like, "Yeah, I know I look crazy." And it's like, you don't look crazy, bro. You're fucking crazy. But for him, it doesn't. I mean, his whole career has been based on craziness. You know, he puts the album out and like he's super successful off that one song. I mean, I'm not gonna call him a one-hit wonder because I don't want him dissing me, but. It's just his whole career has been based on craziness, so that makes sense for him. Nobody's gonna look at him and be like, "Oh man, Joe Budden's off the deep end." He's been off the deep end.
Yeah,
but not these two guys have got a lot riding on winning or losing this kind of thing.
Eminem's the end of his career.
Ouch.
I mean, what?
Yeah. I'm just saying that's like
Yeah, it hurts to hear.
I mean, even so, like if somebody loses, who really cares? Give them a year and it'll be fine.
And I think that that's really the overall thing with this whole, like, just the way that hip hop moves now. Like, give it not even a year, shit. Give it like 3 or 4 months.
Seriously,
people will forget.
Internet culture.
It's just moving too fast now. I think it honestly. I think it's moving faster than it should. I think it's moving faster than what's healthy.
Yeah.
For like fan base and for people to make good music. People like it goes back to the Frank Ocean thing. Mm-hmm. He's got to take his time and put this album out, and if he gives people even an inkling that he's going to put it out, then people lose their fucking mind. Yeah. And now he has to explain himself to people, and he didn't even put anything out. And it's just because the shit moves too fast. Somebody puts something out, and then like 2 weeks later, the shit is like, albums used to come out, and then you would sit on them for months, sometimes years. More like videos would come out, they'd do a tour. It was like a thing. Jay-Z would put an album out and then it would be a thing. You would be waiting for the next video to come out. You'd be looking up the tour, and like he'd be on 106 and Park and all this stuff. It was a thing.
Right.
Now it's like an album comes out and 2 weeks later you wouldn't even know that the album was out. I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly comes out, blows everybody's fucking minds. Mm-hmm. You would think that an album like that would last for at least a couple years. Nobody even talks about that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it's an incredible album. I was listening to it today, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
But who gives a shit? Because of how quickly this shit moves, we're already on to the next thing.
Even, what was it, Unmastered?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He put that out. How quickly did he put that out? And it's still...
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, people are like, when's that new Kendrick Lamar coming out? He just put an album out!
I'm tired!
And so it's like, these things, they go too fast for people to really give a shit about. So we're talking about this episode 100. Who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
We got more important stuff to talk about.
It's like Twitter.
Like ourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're better than that.
Yeah, pretty good.
What is this episode?
This is 99. Woo. So next episode, we have to really...
Oh, boy.
We got to really... I don't know.
All right, we got to plan something.
Let's get all the guests.
Yeah, get
everyone.
Fly
them out.
Big group thing.
Come here, Andino.
That would be pretty fun.
Get over here.
Get as many people, as many guests as we've had on here.
Just have a panel.
Maybe we could do like a Google thing, like the Google Hangouts.
Google Hangout, yeah.
And get everybody if they can kind of get on.
Yeah, cool. We gotta announce that early though, so they know to be available.
Oh, you mean them? The
yes.
Yeah. No. Okay. Cool. I think that's all I got.
Let's do it.
Anybody got anything? You got anything? For honor.
Okay.
No?
I played for honor.
Cool.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
Ask questions.
What? Well, first explain the game to people, because you're having like an early access to the game, right?
Yeah, I'm in the technical test. They gave me access to it for some reason.
All right, break it down for the people. Why should people be excited about this game?
It's kind of like a new genre of game. It's a third-person fighting, competitive game, I guess. But it's not like your traditional 2D fighters. It's knights, Vikings, and samurais in hand-to-hand weapon combat. So you're fighting with swords and axes and hammers, and it's really fucking cool. First off, just that all three of them are all together.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous. And the biggest aspect of it is the one-on-one combat, because it's very dynamic, where you could get into a fight with someone, and if you're losing, you can just book it and just fuck this fight and leave. But the technical aspect of it is what's most challenging to me, because you go in there and you don't just, you don't press X for a light attack or Y for a heavy attack. You have to first pick the side that you want to attack from. Then you have to select your heavy or hard attack, and then the person that's you're fighting against gets the opportunity to get a warning of that attack and then counter it. So it's not like you're just looking at a fighter and they have the sword on their left or their right side. They get the indicator that lets you know where you're about to attack from. But in that, as the attacker, you can cancel out. You can cancel into another attack, and it gets really complicated.
Yeah, it's really deep.
And each and every fighter has a different style of fighting. So you saw me playing as the samurai.
Yeah.
The Orochi. And Orochi means consume the dragon.
The dragon. I can consume you.
No, he's a counter attacker, so you just wait for someone, and the way that it looks is just super cool, because it's over the shoulder kind of. But anyway, getting away from it. That's the type of game it is.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead, ask me questions.
I mean, I feel like you broke it down a little bit. I mean,
how long have you been playing this? No, I'm just kidding. Well, I think you should talk a little bit on the actual game itself, because I came into it, I played it a little bit, and I wasn't expecting it to be the type of game that it is. I was expecting it to be more of like just strictly a one-on-one type of, fighting game, but it's not.
Oh yeah, so right now in the technical test, you have 2 game modes. There's a third one called Brawl, but it's locked for some reason. But what you're able to do in the technical test is either a one-on-one duel or a 4-on-4 Dominion, which is pretty much just capture the point. So there are 3 points in Dominion, A, B, and C, and usually the one in the middle, there's something called a front, and there's just a bunch of NPC characters battling. And the players are able to influence this battle by either killing the other fighters or by dropping an item in the middle of it that kind of breaks the opposition, so that your team can push forward and push them to the other side. So whoever does that gets a larger amount of points than the other 2 sides. So really all you do is you run to either side, you capture the point. If it's contested, it notifies you that it's contested, and someone's in there if it's contested, so it's about to go down.
Yeah.
So you spin around, you look around, whatever, you look for who's there, and you either engage in a one-on-one fight, or you get your ass kicked if it's 2-on-1, or you kick someone's ass if it's 1-on-2. And it's a lot of fun, because I can see it being not really a team game. Like I wouldn't say like everybody in like an Overwatch game has to play together.
Right.
It really comes down to the player's skill, because even if it's 2-on-1, you saw that some guy was just fighting, and he was taking on 2 guys, and he was just blocking attacks, because it gives you a notification of an outside attack, and he's just taking 2 guys on at the same time, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I got to watch you play it a little bit. Is it multi-platform, or is it just PC?
Yeah, it's multi-platform. So, and then the customization is really cool too, because I opened it up. I started as the knight, and I just started playing, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I saw another guy just come in with like these bright armor colors, just paint on the brass armor, and he had his crest on his shield and everything, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How do I get that? And then I looked into it, and then you can just pick your color schemes, put patterns on your helmet and your greaves and your shoulders and everything, and you can really customize it, and it's just really cool.
Yeah.
And the drops you get from fighting are better armor, better weapons, better swords and hilts and handles.
Did they tell you if you're holding on to all this stuff now that That sucks.
It's just a technical test.
Yeah, but still, I
I
mean,
think it's
people who
funny
get
as
on the ground floor should be rewarded for that.
kind of, yeah. It's cool because you can, if you bump into a Ubisoft developer, they have a special armor set that's like super bright and it's insanely like colorful. Like the samurai for the UB devs are like kabuki warriors.
So they got the mask and
they
stuff.
have the mask and the horns that come out.
That's awesome.
And it's like golden horns, and it's really cool. So I haven't bumped into one yet, but you can see the armor and the options.
That's really cool. So it's Ubisoft who's developing it.
Yeah, it was just kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I mean their track record.
Yeah, they make good games that kind of fizzle fast.
Yeah.
But For Honor, I can see it. Like when I first picked it up, I was like, "This fucking sucks. These controls are way too difficult, and this learning curve is crazy steep."
Yeah.
But then you start playing with the different fighting styles. I haven't even touched the Vikings yet because that's how much I like the samurai.
Yeah.
But these different fighting styles, the Vikings are just these huge powerhouses that just break fights up, and they literally tackle the other fighters onto the ground.
Yeah.
And samurai are the quick, agile ones. Knights are the all-around fighters. So it's really, really diverse. Really cool how your team comp can change the way the fight goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Reminds me a little of Bushido Blade in some ways.
Yeah.
It's not a one-hit, one-kill type deal, but sort of the depth of mechanics and it, especially on the one-on-one mode, it's like you are in a rock paper scissors match of epic proportions.
Yeah, it's pretty. When you start playing, you get the controls down, and then you realize, or I realize, this is like a fighting game. Like you wouldn't go and pick like Ryu in Street Fighter and not look up his move list, like
right.
And that's what I had to do with these guys. Like there's move sets, just like just like Street Fighter. So you go into these fights, you memorize these move sets, and you start breaking these out. And once it's really complicated at first because it's so different. Because it's not down forward A, it's like back on the left thumbstick, up on the right trigger, and then hit A to dodge. It's really complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's just like down forward circle or down forward A.
Yeah, there are like power ups and stuff too. Special things.
Oh shit, I forgot. Oh, it's kind of like that game that I was excited about at E3, the fighting game.
Yeah.
If you remember it,
Man, I know what you're
Cookie
talking
for
about.
you if you remember that
Is it
title.
like Fighters something?
No,
It's one word.
Yeah, it's just one word. It's one weird word.
I remember what it looks like. It's very minimalist,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah. But this seems like way more detailed,
It's very pretty.
very deep. It looks like there's a lot of opportunity for like deep customization and like a lot of characters.
You only saw the one-on-one. You should look at the actual Dominion fight because
Yeah.
it's a pretty large map and there's fights going on like Titanfall. There's just NPCs everywhere and just all constant rushing. You get that feel of it being like a big battle.
Yeah, it's kind of like that show Ultimate Warrior.
Kind of, yeah.
Where you
That'd
have-
be really cool. Oh
Yeah.
shit! If they introduced like Spartans.
Yeah, they made an Ultimate Warrior video game.
Yeah. It was garbage.
Yeah.
It was an Xbox arcade game.
So maybe this is the realization of like the potential of a game like
what
that.
it could have been. But yeah, it's really cool.
Right.
I enjoy it. I think if they work on some balance issues, because that Viking is way too strong,
Yeah.
and they work on some other stuff, maybe tweak the controls a little bit, it'd be a lot more fun, easier for someone to pick up.
Where in the development stages is the technical test?
It's before the alpha, before the
Okay, so it's
beta.
way
Well,
before-
no, maybe I'd say it's after the alpha. Not quite yet ready for a closed or open beta.
Okay, I was just curious.
And that being said, it looks good.
That it does. It did. It looked. I mean, I was like, what is this beta alpha? You're like, this technical test. I'm like, what? I mean, it looks gorgeous so far. So that's good. It's a good start.
And then I don't know, maybe you don't have too many games because I got invited to the Lawbreakers alpha too.
Yeah. What is that about?
That's Epic's new game, the physics-based shooter, a competitive arena shooter, physics-based. I haven't really seen much about it. They just sent me an email about it.
Lawbreakers. All right.
Nice.
Well, then we'll check back with that once you get to play that. Anyway,
You know what? That's tomorrow. I'm not gonna be able to help you move.
I don't know about that. You're definitely gonna.
I gotta wash the cat.
All right. Let's cap this baby off with a beer review.
Furry.
The Furry from North Peak, Black Indian Pale Ale. What'd you guys think?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got some of the smokiness of maybe like almost a stout in a way. But it also has a little bit of bitterness too. It's nice, like
right,
nice even flavor. It's very smooth. I liked it. Liked it a lot.
My only disappointment in this is that when I bought it, one of them broke in the pack.
Ooh,
So we only got the 5-pack.
that's upsetting.
Yeah, so one of you's not, probably you.
Oh yeah, I gotta go.
You won't be enjoying another one.
What'd you think though?
Oh, that's right. 4. I liked it and agreed with everything Adam said.
Cool.
Adam, number?
Oh,
No.
I'm gonna give it a.
Ooh,
Get these numbers out faster, man.
for real.
This is the worst.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
4.5, and I'm gonna also give it 4. 4, and 4.5. It was very solid. I liked it. It's good taste. I would definitely
Like the
recommend
bubbles.
purchasing this again.
Yeah.
Yes, the design of it, very attractive.
I'm gonna keep these. Speaking of which, my brew, the Orlando Strong Ale, should be probably ready now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Be ready for the 100th episode.
Well, it would be nice if it was just my own. And
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well.
Nah,
That's fine.
Anyway, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's it. This has been the One Bear Podcast. My name is Marco Dupa. For Davey the God,
Yeah.
Adam Obeses Rodriguez.
Do it up.
I was here the whole time, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
No, he walked away. He left. Me and Adam had a conversation. He walked away. Don't let him fool you into thinking that he was sitting here watching us as we ranted about dumb stuff that he didn't want to talk about.
Marta Robbie.
Thank you guys for listening. Have a good evening. Drink delicious beer.